What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. Today to present with you a personal theory that I have, and then we're going to back that theory up with a little chit chat and some numbers. I think the PSA backlog is essentially donezo, gone, cleared out. Now, PSA has not come out and officially said that yet. They've hinted that it was basically nearly done on last week's PSA podcast, but they didn't go the full 9 yards. When I did the video on the $22 bulk, I got a lot of DMs and comments about $18 national orders. And then I was presented some compelling data from our friend Gemrate that we're going to talk about today that leads me to believe that this PSA backlog is essentially finished. What I would like to know, comments down below. If you have an $18 order, let me know. Did you drop it off in person or did you mail it in? And then where is it at in the process? When was it checked in? When was it marked received by PSA? And where are you at? Because I posted the video on the $22 bulk pricing and a lot of people commented on that. And I've gotten a lot of messages since. And a lot of people have gone back to comment on that video from a couple days ago saying my $18 cards are on their way back to me already. Now, if you remember, they stated those $18 orders would not be touched until the backlog was finished. Now, I don't believe that the backlog is 100% done. I feel like they would tell us about that. I feel like they would. I hope they would. We'll see. If I was them, I'd be throwing a party, a parade, and videotaping the last box come off the line. Whatever that last order is, getting boxed up, walking it down to the UPS truck, USPS truck, whatever it is, little bows, rainbows, shoot off little streamers. I treat that thing like a gender reveal party, whatever that last order is going out the door. Post that thing on everywhere. I'd have that on TikTok, IG, Twitter, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. There it goes. The PSA backlog done. That's a freebie for you, PSA. You can have that one. That one's for you, Hannah. So even though they haven't officially said the backlog's clear, I got enough, hey, my $18 order has started to pop. It's on its way back to me comments that leads me to believe that it's basically donezo other than some probably problem orders. My $30 order, my $30 value order that I sent the beginning of July, which I believe they said, I have to go rewatch my own video, said that those orders would also not ship back to people until the backlog was clear. My order is on its way back. I should have it Monday or Saturday, like this coming Saturday or this coming Monday. I'm recording this Thursday evening. So PSA reveal next week for a small 4-card order that I just kind of sent in as a test for how quick that turnaround time would be. My $18 national order, which I mailed the week of the national. I did not want to drop off because 1, I didn't want to deal with the line, and 2, I wanted to get in front of everybody that dropped off. I shipped mine the day before I left for the national. Tuesday, I went to the post office, shipped my order off. It got checked in the week after the national. It moved in the QA1 yesterday. I've had tons of people tell me their $18 orders are on their way back. Done, grades popped, shipping, whole 9 yards. So I have all this anecdotal evidence that the PSA backlog is probably 98, 99% complete. And then Gemrate and I chat this week. He tracks sets graded percentage changes by week. Last week's change, very, very interesting. We know that a large part of the backlog, the 2021 backlog, was TCG. Pikachu's, Charizard's, Pokemon stuff. Pokemon was a large chunk of the backlog. Probably 30 to 40% of the backlog was Pokemon. What do we see by most graded sets last week? 1999 Pokemon, 14% drop. 2019 Sun and Moon, 36% drop. 2020 Pokemon Vivid Voltage, 20% drop. XY Evolutions from 2016, 35% drop. Old Pokemon sets, massive drop-offs. What went crazy last week in regards to jumping way up? 2021 Prism Football, 114% increase. 2021 Donruss Football, over 1,000% increase. 2021 Mosaic Football, 650% increase. Those are all recently released products that would have made a boatload of sense to send in at the $30 level and the $18 national level. All of a sudden, those sets are jumping way ahead of a bunch of TCG/Pokemon sets that you notice are all really old ones that probably made a ton of sense to send in group submissions in early 2021. So we have the anecdotal evidence of people's orders popping. And I know they're not all popping yet. People that dropped off at the National, you probably still have a little ways to go. But people that shipped, their orders are beginning to pop and beginning to get pretty far along on the pizza tracker. Domino's is almost on its way. So they've opened up this $22 per slot order thing that is now viable that they say won't start until after the $18 national orders are done. You're going to be able to tell when the $18 orders are almost done because the people that dropped off at the National, they're at the tail end of the line. Those went in right before the deadline, and they also took a lot longer to check in. I think those orders that dropped off at the National, and people in the comments, please correct me if I'm wrong, took about 2 to 3 weeks before they got entered into PSA systems after the National. So that's the tail end of the line for the $18 orders. So everyone that shipped in, their stuff's cruising through the process. Then it's going to go to the National stuff. Then it's going to go into the $22 orders. Now, the front half moves a lot faster than the back half. When you hit to assembly, QA1, QA2, that seems to be where things slow down, at least for my $30 order. I'll be very curious to see now that my $18 order moved through assembly pretty quickly. It just entered QA1. My $30 order took about 3 weeks to get from QA1 to shipped. I'll be very interested to see if the backlog is indeed done. A bulk of the backlog was sitting in QA1 and QA2. If that's cleared out now, I'll be interested to see how quickly my $18 order moves through QA1 and QA2. If it flies through after my $30 order kind of sat, that leads me to believe that most of that backlog is out the door. So that's the anecdotal evidence. This here of the gem rate data is a little bit more of makes you go, type situation. And like I said, we have not gotten, at time of recording anyway, we have not gotten a firm statement from PSA saying the backlog is clear. They've kind of hinted at it, but I think we have enough evidence from people getting submissions back and the gem rate data to make me feel like that backlog is basically done. And the amount of numbers that they're cranking out per day, I'll be very curious. You're going to know the $22 thing that they just rolled out, if they got enough cards from that they expected, by how quickly the price drops next. They could do a bunch of different things. I know Carlos and myself have both kind of speculated on, do they lower the minimums? Okay, instead of a 25 card minimum, it's a 10 card minimum. Do they lower the price a couple bucks? There's a lot of things, there's a lot of dials they can tweak to let some more cards kind of ease in. My guess is once a bulk of the $18 orders are processed, probably when they start to hit that national stuff and start getting that out the door before the $22 stuff starts cranking, then I think we start to see the next, whatever the next tweak is, whatever the next little thing that they want to do is to start getting more cards in the door to move on to the next phase. But it does feel like we are close. And like I said, I think it's pretty much done. I think other than some weird orders or something hanging out or maybe a non-payer or whatever is probably holding up the backlog is clear. But I bet you we're about done. Like I said at the beginning, if you have orders from 2021, please let me know in the comments down below. If you have an $18 order, please let me know. I mailed it in, it got entered in on this date, or I dropped it off at the National, it got entered in at this date. What phase is it currently on at time of recording? And feel free to come back and update if the order moves. It'll just give everybody a great gauge. They can scroll through the comments and kind of see where things are shaking. And it's always going to be a little bit weird. I know I have people that have order enter dates right close to mine that already have their cards on their way back to them on their $18 stuff. It gets wonky. I get that. I'm not going to freak out about, oh my God, my order got entered 3 days before yours. How come you have your cards and mine are still in QA2 or whatever? Whatever. You're going to have weird stuff like that. Plus mine was part sports, part Marvel. Maybe that makes it a little bit weird. I don't know if they have different people grading different things over there. So that's my theory. Curious for your thoughts and comments down below. I am, even though they won't say it, I'm declaring that the PSA backlog is pretty much toast. That's all I have for you guys and girls today. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a fantastic weekend. Good week 2 in the NFL. We're going to have multiple grading reveal videos next week. We have the Sunday weekly wrap-up video. We're going to do another Monday non-sports card / comic book market video. I will have a PSA submission reveal, and I also have an insanely fast CGC order coming back to me. I mean, ridiculously fast bulk order that I sent to CGC of Marvel cards that is already on its way back to me. So that's what we got coming up early next week, along with who knows what else. Catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.